with the blind son and
Yes,
those people. Mm-hmm.
yes. At the beginning, they didn't understand even that I'm teacher of English, and they thought that I was blind. I have been blind since my birth. So I told them that I'm nearly in the same situation of their children. I told them that I lost my sight in the age of 13. I talked even about the first about my healthy problems that let me stay at home 2 years, deux années blanches. Then after that, I talked about my career because unlike other people, I studied in 3 different cities. I studied my in prep school in Gabes. Then I continued my secondary studies in secondary school in Sousse. Then at university in Sfax, they were totally amazed how I was able to do so. But what I was insisting on, all these problems cannot be compared with someone else who is staying at home, because staying at home, it's boring. It will it will result even some healthy problems for your children. So they accepted this idea step by step, and started to develop their project for their children. That's what.
And that's beautiful. That's perfect. So then, all right. So you spoke with these parents, and then in the end, at the end of the meeting, what was decided? What will happen to where will this boy go? Where will he study?
Yes,
Hmm.
fortunately, at the end, I succeeded in my mission, if you want, in my work, and
Wonderful,
they sent
wonderful.
their children to another city to study in prep school there, blind
Hmm.
prep school.
Good, good. And how old is this boy? This blind person?
13, 13
Okay,
years
so it's
old.
all right, all right. Did they ask you any questions, or how was their attitude towards the situation? I'm speaking about the son. How was the son's attitude to this entire situation?
Yes, I tried to talk about concrete examples, giving him pieces of advice related even to how to keep in touch with his teachers, with his friends, and how to save his luggage and his clothes. Because, as you know, maybe when you are, of course, when you are living with your parents, with your family, whatever you want and whenever you want, you can get your needs. But with other people in another school, in another city, of course, for example, when you ask something, you have to wait, because there are other people, other blind people who are living with you. So you have to respect and to understand and be patient to get what you need.
It's a really good, it's a really excellent point. When you leave your home, your family, you have to start dealing with the society around you, and you have to start, becoming patient and all of that. Yes, that is true. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Respecting the order and accepting others' idea, because maybe when you are the only blind at home,
Right.
whatever you say, they will accept and they will believe.
Outst-
But
outst- outsta- Outstanding. I wish that was 100% true in my case. I wish that my family, especially my brother, would believe 100% of all the crazy things I say. But
yes, yes, yes.
but unfortunately, But unfortunately, they have figured out that just because I say something to them, it doesn't make it necessarily true. That's why this show you're listening to right now, it's called Aaron's Opinion, and I did that on purpose. It's not Aaron's facts, and nothing that I'm saying is factual. Everything I'm saying are
Of
opinions
course.
about what goes on in the world. So, but it is a really good point that I think in general, I think people with disabilities and people who are blind, and in my opinion, are not always aware of the fact that the rest of the world does not always agree with them. But then again, I'm not really sure that's a blind thing, Radwan. I think that's a people thing. I think people are not aware of others' opinions until they get out into society and start to function and work independently. So yes, you're 100% correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And even why usually I'm trying to have a strategy or a way to convince others about my opinions, because sometimes even when dealing with some university professors, I succeeded to convince them about my ideas. For example, another example is related to le comportement and how we are our kind of clothes and how we are living. Sometimes one university professor told me, "Oh, how can I keep in touch with someone who is wearing a headscarf or I told him, if you cannot deal with that woman or that man because he is wearing in a special way, uh, try to remember your student Radwan who is blind and who cannot see anything, and he is dealing with anyone, whatever they're wearing and whatever they're
But you know what? For some, I it's funny that they would mention. Okay, okay. It's interesting that professors in Tunisia, I believe a Muslim country, would comment on clothing because almost everyone in your country is are Muslim. Is that correct?
no.
N-
No, because there are even some people who did not believe in God, and who maybe sometimes they are teasing religion and or
Oh.
religious beliefs. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Well, I am sorry for that, listener. I was a little mixed up. I was a little confused. I'm sorry for that, Radwan. I misunderstood Tunisia there. Sorry, I am sorry. But my students from that I teach from Turkey and Saudi Arabia have also commented about this, that there are a lot of people in many predominantly Muslim countries who are believing more in like atheism and like that type of thing. Are you saying that that's more and more common today in Tunisia?
No, I
No.
can say that the overwhelming majority are believing in God and
Oh,
religion. But of course, you can find some people who have no interest in that topics. That's why.
okay.
Yeah. For
Oh,
example, I can take the instance of Ramadan. Not there are some families, not people, even families who who cannot believe in Ramadan and all of that. That's why.
right, right.
And even at university, I mentioned that these differences mainly at university. There are some
Hmm.
students who are teasing my beliefs, and but
Yeah.
of course, never ever being nervous or angry. I try to manage how to keep in touch with them, how to convince them, and if they did not accept or respect, so it's their own opinion. I I will never
Right,
let
right.
them
And
understand that. Yes.
and it's a very important thing to understand is that in the end, philosophically, people only believe what they want to believe, and people never
Yes.
believe what someone else tells them they need to believe. So that's a critical thought of human philosophy that we, by our nature, I mean, it's a survival skill to believe only what we want to believe in life. But all of that, all of that is very interesting and not, not surprising to me at all. There's a lot of immature and silly things that go on in a university, and students are very silly sometimes. So I think what you're showing is that a university in Tunisia is a university's university. There's always silly comments and silly students and drama and weird things at all universities, I suppose, right?
Yes.
Yes.
But the thing that I would like to put stress on is related to our to my university. Sfax University is ordered number two, the second in my country. The first one I'm talking about the level and the high level of students and professors. Sfax University is number two after Tunis, the capital. Yeah.
Right, right. And so how does it work as far as applying to these universities as a Tunisian? Do you have to take a matriculation exam to decide what university you can go to? Is that how it works?
Yes, the problem here is that obstacles will be more obvious when dealing when reaching university because at that time I did remember from 2012 or 2013 when I have got my
Hmm.
baccalaureate degree. I was the only blind in the English department.
Mm.
So many
And were
times.
you were you the only blind person at the university?
No, there are another
Huh?
one. Another one. There are another blind in another department.
Oh, well, why didn't you tell me? They should come on this show then.
Yes, yes. There are only two blinds at university at
Well,
that time.
both of those blind people need to come on to Aaron's opinion. Both of those blind Tunisians are welcome on
Yes,
this
yes.
podcast.
Thank you so
What
much.
did that other person study?
Philosophy.
Oh, whoa, that's not, no, 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 maybe not.
Yes, that's right.
I'm I'm kidding. Even a philosopher is welcome. Actually, I
Yes,
would
yes.
I would enjoy I would greatly enjoy that.
Yeah.
I'm not honestly, I don't know if they'll like talking to me, but I think I would enjoy talking. I think that would be a lot of fun. And there are a lot of interesting philosophical questions that I would actually I would be honored to have that person here. Seriously, I would love that. There are a lot of interesting philosophical questions that I have. So I do wonder about a lot of these philosophical issues. I don't know. As we approach a break, as we approach our commercial break, are there any philosophical questions that you wonder about from time to time?
Most of time, of course, related to some particular issues or in a particular context. But most of time, I try to be convincing and to talk about the mind rather about the heart. Because in some issues, you have to manage dealing with others and to how to solve your problems. For example, that academic essay that I told you about last
Which,
time.
by the
Yeah.
so, but excellent, excellent. Let me please let me step in because we are approaching a hard break in 30 seconds. Yeah, I did reach out to a moderator and admin on Facebook about that particular email that you sent me. I still have the email. And they have not returned my message. I am still determined to get that published. But I must say, I'm Aaron Richmond. This is Aaron's Opinion, broadcast to you live right here on Caroline Radio and the Blind Advocacy Radio. As I like to say, Hold on, everybody. We'll be